Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and we try to sort out an element of the race that might be vital to finding the winner. Well, some big Sunday racing in Hong Kong this weekend with the two Group 2s. All the stars will be out. Looking forward to the Hong Kong International races in December. There'll be plenty of information around the Hong Kong Jockey Club website about those races, plenty of interviews and information. So I'm going to have a look at a couple of the support races, and the first one I'm going to look at is race 2, and our winning factor here, the Battle. Now in this class 4, I think there will be some fans for the last start winner, Voyage Star, still down in the weights. Monster Kaka isn't without a chance at the handicaps either, but by and large I think this race is going to come down to a battle of horses and a battle of tactics between Joao Moreira on Romantic Combo and Alexis Badel on King of the Court. So let's take a look at them, and King of the Court made a very eye-catching debut last month, and this is his first start. This is race number 40 and he's here in brown colours. Now note he jumps very well, and then after about 100 metres he gets a check and he has to drop back quite significantly as other horses surge forward and the pace increases. So he loses 3 or 4 lengths there. But that might have even helped him the way the race panned out, because you see on the heat map mid-race a furious duel between 5 horses for the lead. Alexis Badel gets King of the Court balanced up again back in the field, and then he charges home to just miss beating another of the runners who avoided that early fight for the lead. So trainer Chris So, he's very good with the debutants, but he's also good with them second up. Of all the horses in his career, the debutants who have run in the placings at their first start, over 60% have run first or second at their second start, and that's where we see King of Court now. So let's take a look at his main opposition, and this is Romantic Combo. And this is race 70, and aqua and white colours here, orange cap, importantly coming out of gate 10, and the heat map shows this was not a crazy speed, but it was certainly solid enough. And Romantic Combo, after beginning well, he's stuck out facing the breeze. He's 3 wide, and that's no way to win races. He gets pushed even wider on the home turn, and really his chance to win is already lost once they straighten up for the run home after that tough trip. But I really like how he applies himself to hang on for third placing. So both of these horses had some disadvantages in defeat at their most recent performance, and I think that makes them the 2 horses to beat. But this time, significantly, they come into better draws, each of them, and even more deliciously, they are drawn gates 1 and 2 next to each other. So let's take a look at the map. And although he was checked out of the advance guard there at his 1200 metre debut, I think we saw enough early pace from King of the Court there. In fact, certainly as much as Romantic Combo had shown in his race. And King of the Court has also shown speed at his trials prior to racing. Now, I think this race boils down to whoever of this pair gets the tactical field position at the advantage of the other will have the edge, and both jockeys are going to come out of the gates knowing that. So I expect them to both jump fast, looking to get in front of each other early. Badel's job will be to use that horse's speed, use gate 1 and stop Moreira on Romantic Combo from crossing him. So the tip in race 3, King of the Court, his winning factor, the Battle. I don't think there's a great deal between these horses, but gate 1 and the speed to use it is going to be an edge for King of the Court, and I think Alexis Badel is going to come out on top in the battle of tactics. The other race I want to take a look at is the third race, and this time our winning factor, the map. And this race isn't, I think, as cut and dried as the one we've just looked at. There are a number of chances here. Falcon Turbo, for instance, did a good job at his first start for Douglas White. Racy Love was in great form ending last season. Beaver Hunter racing very well, including a recent win this course and distance. There could be improvement here, I think, from Happy Daily. And then there's a David Hayes trained newcomer called Awesome Treasure. But I think the 2 most interesting runners from that group are 2 horses at different ends of their careers. Falcon Turbo having his 41st race start, and Awesome Treasure having just his first. So let's look at a race 59 here. This is Falcon Turbo on September 26. He's in green and pink colours. And Jerry Chow, very aware here tactically, has him out of the gates quickly and into a good spot, trailing the leader and eventual winner in what was a very slow early pace that lifted a little on the circle but got really serious from the 400 metres. And you'll also see Viva Hunter here in this race, orange and black colours, 3 wide with a bit of cover. Now Falcon Turbo, he has no room to split the leaders once they straighten for home, and that was critical to his end result. He has to wait a little to get across the heels during the fastest section of the race, so that made his job to get going again and make up ground even more difficult, and I'm sure it cost him the race. No fault of the rider, just one of those things that happens from an inside gate. And I think that when we look at the map later, we'll see that Falcon Turbo might well find himself in a similar situation again, trailing the back of the leader. In this case, the horse I think is his major rival, Awesome Treasure. So Awesome Treasure, unraced. Let's have a look at the 4th of his recent barrier trials. And this is on September 24. He's in similar yellow and blue colours to the exciting 4-year-old Fantastic Treasure, owned in Connected Interests and racing later in the card. And Awesome Treasure, it was a bit awkward to begin in the first couple of his trials, but by now he's almost a veteran. He comes out well here at Happy Valley, straight to the front. Still probably a little keener than you'd like to see him, wants to run faster in front, but he is always in control, goes to the line untested by Keith Young, but still having the measure of a horse who has already won a race and performed well since this trial. So he's showing some good natural talent. Now, a couple of weeks ago, in reference to first starters, I showed you a table of the current batch of trainers and how they perform with first starters, and that included David Hayes, quite well up on the list in the version 2 of his Hong Kong career since the start of last season. But I thought on this occasion, considering we're looking particularly at Awesome Treasure, we might take a little bit deeper dive into Hayes' history with debutants and look also at version 1. Now, he was here for 10 years from 1995 to 2005. And if you look at this table, you can see that back then, well, he was just as good at the first starters then, well ahead of market expectations with his debutants, even though at that time expectations were usually very high, as he was a 2-time champion trainer around that period. So we also see that nothing has changed in version 2, 7 debutant winners since the start of last season, ahead of market expectations, and 2 from 4 this season alone. Now, Awesome Treasure, is he another nervous witness or Lord Thunder? Well, I don't know about that. We'll see once he starts racing. But he's certainly an interesting horse to follow, considering the speed that he's got. He's also a half-brother to a Group 3 winner in New Zealand over 3,200 metres. So he shouldn't just turn out to be any speedy squib. There's a bit of substance to his stamina. And when we go to the map, I think that's going to stand him in good stead because he's shown that natural speed, and this is a race really looking for leaders, and I think that he might be able to go to the front as he did in that trial. And you look at his rivals. Happy Daily has lacked pace in his 3 runs. Viva Hunter has run on from midfield positions. Falcon Turbo off the back of the leader last start and has a history of running on in his races. And the chances here with some tactical speed look to be Awesome Treasure and Gracie Love, both potentially leaders in the race without leaders, and Gracie Love hasn't been to the races since July, so match practice might be an issue for him with only 1 recent trial. So the tip in race 3, Awesome Treasure. His winning factor, the map. He's had a good grounding with 4 barrier trials leading into this. David Hayes is a master with these first starters, and we see on the map he's got the tactical abilities to cope with how this race is going to be run. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Enjoy the Group 2s on Sunday. We'll see you next time.